Today I am talking about the badass psychic warriors that are the Githyanki, that comes from Monsters of the Multiverse. Once members of a people who escaped servitude to mind flayers, Githyanki split from their cousins, Githzerai, and fled to the astral plane. In that timeless, silvery realm, Githyanki honed their psionic powers and built a great city called Tunereth. They have since spread throughout the multiverse, starting in the outpost outside the astral plane called Creches, where time passes and their children can reach adulthood. A lanky people with skin tones of yellows, greens, and browns, Githyanki complement their physical prowess with psionic might, instilled in them by mind flayers and cultivated over eons in the astral plane. Now all Githyanki can use their psychic bond with that plane to access splinters of knowledge left behind by beings who travel, live, and die among the silver astral clouds. Githyanki who reside in the astral plane can live indefinitely. We have the following traits. We are humanoid, we are size medium, we have a walking speed of 30 feet, and we get a feature called astral knowledge. You can mystically access a reservoir of experiences of entities connected to the astral plane. Whenever you finish a long rest, you gain proficiency in one skill of your choice and with one weapon or tool of your choice, selected from the player's handbook, as you momentarily project your consciousness into the astral plane. These proficiencies last until the end of your next long rest. Our second feature is Githyanki Psionics. We know the Mage Hand cantrip, and it is invisible when we use it. Starting at 3rd level, we can cast the Jump spell, and starting at 5th level, we can use Misty Step. Once we do either of these, we can't do so again unless we have the spell slots to cast it. We also choose what our spellcasting ability will be, whether Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma, when we select this race. And finally, we have resistance to psychic damage. So as far as astral knowledge goes, it gives us that extra proficiency in a weapon, which there are some classes that really appreciate that. Clerics are one of those classes if they don't already get martial weapons. Monks, with their optional feature, dedicated weapon that lets them turn that weapon into a monk weapon, really changes the monk a lot because it lets us have those D10 attacks. That's a really big deal for monks. It's kind of funny because Githzerai, their cousins, are supposed to be the monks, but Githyanki actually fit them probably better mechanically speaking. It is what it is. There are other classes that are likely going to want to pick up a weapon proficiency. You know, some are kind of like maybes, you know, like maybe an artificer, maybe a warlock, but overall I feel like it's pretty niche that the class is going to need that feature, but some do. As for our spells, there's Jump. Jump just kind of helps us increase our mobility, but it never lets us jump past our movement speed, so it is kind of capped in an interesting way. But Misty Step, on the other hand, everyone wants Misty Step. Getting that on your spell list is a big deal, and it's definitely one of those spells that we want to cast multiple times. That means for the spellcasters who don't naturally get it, Githyanki are really going to shine. So that's Bard, Ranger, Paladin, Cleric, Artificer, and Druid. All of those classes, Githyanki is going to be a big deal. Now remember, we talked about which of those really need those weapon proficiencies. Bard could use weapon proficiency. Cleric, definitely. Artificer, maybe. Druid, maybe. So for me, those are the classes that Githyanki really stinkin' shines on. Bard, Cleric, kind of the standouts. Then maybes for the Artificer and Druid. And then, of course, you know, that Misty Step on even Marshals, or even these half-casters, is still fantastic. So my final thoughts on Githyanki are that they've probably gotten worse since the old Githyanki. The old Githyanki gave us proficiency in medium as well as light armor, and that medium armor proficiency, they were the only ones who did that, and that was a really big deal. Nowadays, I feel like they should give us more of a psionic feeling, but I really don't feel like they do. I think the only thing that's really giving us that psionic feeling is the invisible Mage Hand. But they do bring us some excellent mobility increases, both in Jump and especially Misty Step. They give some weapons to people who otherwise wouldn't have them, which makes it really shine. So they kind of feel like they increase martial mobility. I really do just think they're pretty easy to plug and play for anywhere. There's going to be places they shine brighter, but they don't do bad anywhere. Misty Step is always going to be good. Invisible Mage Hand is always going to be good. So those things can kind of carry the Githyanki to where it's a solid choice. This was just my take on the Githyanki. What's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. If you found this video interesting, we've either done all of the deep dives for these races in the Monsters of the Multiverse, or we're going to, so you can check out that playlist right there. We're D&D Daily, release new D&D content all the time. If you love D&D, this is the spot for you. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.